Computer. Okay, let me get the speaker view. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our vision casting call. Aileen, do you have, is it the speaker view? Can you see my face big? Okay, cool. My name is Michelle Stuchel, and I'm a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. And basically, that just means that I've helped a whole lot of people with health and financial breakthroughs. And I'm so excited to share my story tonight because it is just a testimony of what God can do through someone who just says yes. Okay, so maybe some of you can relate. I was overwhelmed, exhausted, and if I was honest with myself, not living my best life, actually feeling somewhat defeated because I knew that if the gospel was true, that I should be living my best life because Jesus came to give me an abundant life, right? Well, I wasn't. I wasn't shining for anybody. I was a homeschooling mom of two with a toddler running around. I was 44 years old at this point, almost 45. And quite frankly, we had been homeschooling for like 6 years. All I really wanted to do was put my kids on a yellow bus. I really didn't care where it was going as long as they came back to me safe because I was just so overwhelmed and run down, exhausted, and not feeling my best. Okay. That was the way life was. I was totally stuck in survival mode. And it was the same thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, have a respite sometimes when my husband wasn't working on the weekends, and then start back again, right? So I was not, some days, I wasn't even going at 50% capacity. Do you know what I mean? Most days it was like between 40, 45% capacity, some days 30 capacity. I just wasn't living at full throttle. I wasn't anywhere near full throttle or full capacity. And I knew that there had to be more. There was something in me that just always longed for more. I even started this little blog. I'm telling you, maybe my mom and my sister read it, but it was like therapy for me. And I called it More Than Surviving Moms because I knew there had to be more for me. There's just something in me that knew there had to be more, but I was never full steam ahead. So I was writing this and it was like therapy because I needed an outlet for me, not as mom, not as wife, but for Michelle. I needed something for me. And I truly believe that when we as women come to know our gifts and strengths and who God has created us to be, and we start living out of that, and as we live out of our identity and our gifts, that's where we come into purpose and soul fulfillment. But lest I digress, I was stuck in survival mode and I knew that there was more. I never felt good. You can go listen to my product story, but I just never felt good. And it's really hard to live your best and to shine for Jesus, much less anything, when you don't feel good. Have any of you ever snapped at your kids because you don't feel good? Anybody? Well, that was my daily life, right? So I didn't start Plexus for the business. I certainly did not start it for the opportunity. I was just desperate to feel better. In fact, I really wanted nothing to do with network marketing. I thought it was slimy, and I was never, ever, ever going to be one of those people. I have a master's in counseling. I'm a certified life coach. I'm married to an assistant U.S. attorney. I was not going to be one of those people. Okay. But what I realized was I had had a couple negative experiences, but honestly, I was being prideful and allowing a couple of negative experiences color my perception of a whole industry. And that was just flat out wrong. Any of you ever been to a good restaurant? Yes, right? We've all been to a good restaurant. Anybody ever been to a bad restaurant? Right. We've all been to a bad restaurant, right? Well, did you stop going to restaurants because you went to a bad one? No. You just decide which ones to go to, right? And here I was judging a whole industry saying, I'm never going to be one of those people because I had just been to one bad restaurant. Okay, but I started to feel better and I started to learn what these products were doing for people. And I am a morning person. I am not a night person, but here I was feeling great and staying up till 12, 1, 2 in the morning, reading about how these people were getting their lives back. People that had suffered with migraines their whole lives, autoimmune issues their whole lives, thyroid issues. People were coming off medicine. Diabetics were getting their lives back. And I just thought, if this is true, why are we not shouting this from the rooftops? And then I couldn't believe all that I was reading. And I was starting to notice changes in myself. Okay. And then I thought, I really want my family and friends to feel better. But again, I don't want to be one of those people. Okay. And I knew that if I liked these products, I would want to have them budgeted for because we live on a budget and I didn't want to pay for them. So if I could get them paid for, why not? So I remember walking into my bedroom and I was thinking about this because Brittany had told me, less than 2% of our population has even heard the word Plexus. That means there are over 325 million people that have never heard the word Plexus. And from a numbers perspective, I could see the opportunity. I could see we were at, the company was at the bottom of the J curve. And I could see that this, we have a monthly consumable, bottom of the J curve, great timing, great products, and yet pride was holding me back. It made sense, but I was afraid. And I remember all these things were rattling in my mind and I was feeling great. And I was walking into my bedroom one day and I really felt like the Lord said to me, Michelle, do you care more about what people think of you or more about helping people? And then there wasn't any question. I wanted my family and friends to feel better. Nobody around me was feeling their best. Nobody around me was going at full throttle 100%. Everybody had something, whether it was physical or financial. So fast forward in my first month, I made almost $500 and I've never paid for my products since my very first order, April 7th, 2017. And I just couldn't help but tell people the science is sound, people's lives are being changed. And I decided that I was more concerned about my family and friends and lives changing than I was afraid of their reaction or judgments of me. So I did it afraid again and again and again. And I learned a lot. I grew a lot. I've met some of the most amazing people, made some of the most amazing friends that have pulled out my best, called out my strengths. They told me that they believed in me and gave me the tools to be successful. And that's the thing. Anybody can be successful in this business. It doesn't matter if you have a degree or don't have a degree, if you're an introvert or an extrovert. And this is for free. If you're an introvert, you actually have a leg up because you're naturally discerning, you're perceptive, you listen well, you think, you evaluate, which gives you a leg up in this business. If you're an extrovert, you like to talk and be around people. That gives you a leg up. Anybody can be successful. It doesn't matter how old, how young, your personality, your Enneagram number, because everybody has a world of people around them waiting for you to share what you've learned. Anybody can be successful. Anybody who's willing to learn, willing to grow, and willing to talk to people. And I was. The numbers made sense. I believed in the product, backed by science, gut health exploding. Every area, from financially, scientifically, research-wise, was saying this is the premier, the preeminent, most amazing opportunity before you today. And I knew that this would be a legacy opportunity that I could not just leave for my children, but for my children's children. So I did it afraid. Some said yes, some said no, and I just kept going. So my 50% became 55%, which became 60%, 65, 70, 75%, 80%. And have I reached 100% of my potential? No, I will when I meet Jesus face to face, but I'm going for it. And I feel more alive now than I have in my entire life. And I can tell you this, I turned 49 in June and I look and feel better than I did in my 30s. What I've discovered about myself, what I've uncovered has been so life-giving. And that's been one of the most precious gifts about this journey. I've discovered my gifts, my talents, my strengths, my purpose. And I am living out of this purpose to encourage, equip, and launch people to go for the more that Jesus has for them. And it's really hard to do that when you don't feel good and you don't have the resources to do what God's put in your heart. We don't have debt except for our mortgage. My husband has done a great job, but most Americans don't even have $1,000 in their emergency fund if an emergency hits. That's most Americans. Maybe that's you. Most people go to bed at night worried about money until something's wrong with their health. And Plexus is an answer to both. I'm living out of purpose, and purpose always involves impact, impacting other people. And so I've discovered that Plexus has been the platform for me to live out my purpose. And I'm more alive and more myself than I've ever been. If I'm tired or exhausted, because I do get tired and exhausted, it is the best kind because I am so soul fulfilled, helping others experience the blessing of what Plexus has done for me and my family, both physically and financially. You know, or we just got back from a trip with some of my best friends where we learned about leadership, or we were spoiled on a cruise, or we got to go to a spa in Scottsdale, or we were learning and growing as a team. You know, I've been to San Diego, I've been to Las Vegas, Orlando, Scottsdale, a cruise to the Bahamas, Gatlinburg, and next month I get to take my husband on a luxury vacation to one of the top 100 resorts in the entire world in Mayacoba, Mexico. So I'm very thankful, very excited. Why? Because I didn't let fear stop me. I've won shopping sprees, iPads, MacBooks, Apple Watches, cash bonuses, AirPods, Uggs, trips, cash. We have a little bit of fun. And all of that is icing on the cake. But what is truly invaluable is I've gained some of the most like-minded, amazing, growth-minded friends that are encouraging, positive, and want to impact their worlds. And I've grown because of them. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better believer, a better leader because of Plexus. And I am eternally grateful. And I'm here to tell you, it can be for you too. My dreams, the things that God has put in my heart are coming true. Living out of purpose. I'm earning a 6-figure income. I just hit the second highest rank of the entire company in June. And next year, when we go to Mexico or Hawaii or wherever we're going, I'll be going as a diamond, the top rank, and taking as many with me as want to come, as many as possible. My husband will be able to retire early if he wants to. He doesn't have to stay up night worried about what are we going to do about college or my aging parents that don't have, savings. Our kids go to the best classical Christian school in the area. We take trips. We're able to have experiences, create memories, and a legacy for our family in ways we've always wanted to do. And my greatest joy is to see people be and do all that God has for them. And Plexus truly has been that vehicle for me and so many others. And here's the thing. There are people all around us that need hope. They are praying for relief physically and financially. And you have something on your hands that is an answer to their prayers. I believe it can be an answer to your prayers. I don't just believe it, I know it. If you pick it up and you use it. I am eternally grateful for Plexus, the products, the opportunity. Truly, Plexus has changed everything for me and my family. And I know it can for you too. This is not a matter of does this work? This is not your grandma's MLM where I'm making $40 a month. My paycheck has 5 digits in it. Let that sink in. Each month, my main paycheck has 5 digits in it, okay? It's not a matter of does this work, but will you make the choice? Will you decide and then go for it? I'm living proof that it's real. And I pray that you will know as much soul satisfaction and joy and hope and blessing and abundance as I have known. So let me ask you this. Where are you? Are you living at 90%, 95%, 45%, 60%, 50%? Are you settling for what is? Or is there a hunger inside of you for more? Because there is more. There absolutely is more. Let me say that again. There is more for you. The question is, will you go after it? And we will be here to help you every single step of the way. It's absolutely yours for the taking. And I cannot wait to see your journey unfold. Thank you for your time tonight. Get back with the person that invited you to this call. And I hope and pray that you go for it and you will not be disappointed. Have a great night, everybody.